Welcome to This Week in Warframe, a series where I keep you updated on the past week of Warframe, from announcements made by DE that don't necessarily run their own videos to community fan art posts and updates. So without further ado, let's go over these announcements and news from the 15th to the 31st of December 2018. The first topic of the recap is Devstream 121. The first of which was the announcement that the Nintendo Switch version of Warframe will receive exclusive skins similar to that of the Jade and Obsidian skins that the PlayStation and Xbox One versions of the game have. The first showcase skin is up on your screen, and that is for Excalibur. It will have a prisma streak down the middle of its head. Next was a small little mention of Melee 3.0, and the team basically stating they may release it in sections, similar to UI 3.0's current rollout plan. Steve also mentioned that in 2019 they will be doing a heroic action pass, and apparently this will include improvements and changes to the hacking within the game and co-op doors. Jeff also stated that curvy operator hair will be coming soon, however there is no ETA on it, they just have to do a bit more work on the hair pieces. Lore for Baruuk and Garuda may possibly release in the form of a comic within the game, as apparently Warframe Quests slowing down the release of the Warframes. Personally, I'm really on edge about this. I prefer the quests over some comic, but that's just me. The conservation system animals will be coming to the plains of Eidolon in the future. No information on what animals we'll be able to capture, but we just have the nice little note that it will be coming to the plains of Eidolon. Jeff also mentioned that the Flying Eidolon still needs to be released, and Steve slightly mentioned that the Corpus Gaf City remaster may somehow include new Eidolons for the game. Heavy weapons were also mentioned, and in a question about the possibility of arc gun ribbons, Steve did state sure, but Rebecca and Steve also followed up afterwards, saying that they only just talked about it, and it could be scrapped. They also mentioned their 2019 game plan, Railjack of course, and the new War, but they also said that DirectX 9 and the 32-bit versions of Warframes will be dropped. The final message to note was that Trials and events will be coming back to the game eventually. We did know that Trials were returning, of course, but they did state that the level design team are gradually working on them when they aren't working on the new War and the other projects that they are working on. Anyway, that concludes Devstream 121's recap. Moving on, we had update 24.2. Now, I have already made a full recap video of this update. It is about 20 minutes long, and I do suggest you watch it if you want to know everything that happens, or of course you can just read the forum post and spend your time reading it yourself. However, I will not be recapping it in this video because, as I said, it's 20 minutes long. However, we do have the Orb Mother Profit Taker Heist available in the game. You will first need to be the rank of Old Mate, head to the back room in Fortuna, interact with the table, a number of cutscenes will play out, and then you can go through the bounties and fight the Orb Mother Profit Taker. Farouk was also released in this update. You can purchase him from the in-game market as well as his collections, but you can buy his parts and blueprint straight from the Vox Solaris Syndicate. Anyway, moving on past that update, we had hotfix 24.2.1. They added the Tributor into the dojo decorations, so you can now place this down anywhere in your dojo. It looks exactly like what you're seeing on screen. They made one change, and that was the removal of the dissolve effect when equipping your atmospheric arc gun. As for the fixes that were in this hotfix, up on your screen. Hotfix 24.2 also brought Mesa Prime, the Redeemer Prime, and the Akchagara Prime into the game, so you can now farm for the relics to get the items. Now you can of course purchase it straight from the Prime Access page on the Warframe website, getting a bit of platinum on top of it, as well as the Prime Accessories pack. This time around, we do have 3 items in the Prime Accessories pack. This includes the Mesa Prime Monteza Alternate Helmet, which can only be acquired through the Accessories pack, and it can only be placed on a Mesa Prime. We also have the Prime Operator Accessories, and the Chola Prime Sugatra, and then, of course, the 90-day affinity and credit boosters. Now, I do not have a chart for these Prime items, but you can find out what relics drop these Prime items by going to the wiki, or by typing in Mesa Prime, Redeemer Prime, Akchagara Prime into the Relics tab in your codex, and from there just click on the relic that you want to farm, and it will tell you what locations drop the relic. Now, due to that Prime access going live, that means the Banshee Prime, Helios Prime, and the Euphona Prime are now in the Prime Vault. This means that you can no longer farm for the relics in-game, however you can still trade with other players for the relics or the parts needed to build those items. Now, due to those Prime items entering the Prime Vault, this means that the new Loka and Red Veil sacrifices have been replaced with the Hydro Prime systems. Also in this hotfix were changes to chat moderation. They also made a full outline post of these changes in the Warframe forums, all of which are linked in the description down below. Now, the first change was that purple text can no longer be used by chat moderators to avoid confusion. The second of which was there is now a code of conduct for chat moderation, and there is also an outline of the chat moderation responsibilities. However, my issue with this, sorry for the tangent, is that we had a post by Clesis in response to a question. Clesis is a community moderator, and we have this response. Future actions will only be taken into account. It wouldn't make sense to retroactively punish people for breaking rules that were just created. Now, if anyone has been following this besides me, you would know that response is a load of shit. Some of the crap that these moderators have gotten away with, just because they're friends with DE or whatever you want to claim, their use of chat moderation has been completely abusive, and the fact that they are still moderators now is a load of... Now, in this post by DE Bear about the chat moderation team, we had this one sentence which I found hilarious as well. So, to clarify further, we understand our fault in this by allowing some leeway on aliases, because we knew they were satirical in nature. However, that does not translate well into the community. Either way, this whole chat moderation post is bullshit. I felt like going a bit of a deep dive into the chat moderation post because I found some of the responses to be utter bullshit and completely sweeping the whole issue under the rug. And from what I've seen, no one has really given a shit about the chat moderation since the official Part 1 statement, even though the offending parties are still involved in chat moderation in Warframe. Anyway, back onto the hotfix. Hotfix 24.2.2, because that's why we're here. So first off, they increased the drop chance of a certain cosmetic dropped by the Profit Taker. The Profit Taker now only requires 3 codex scans to complete the codex entry. They have excluded the Profit Taker from being spawnable in the simulacrum. You can now equip the Fulmination mod on the Staticore. They've updated the Mixed Mind Control plus Psychic Bolt and Titania's Lantern ability descriptions to better reflect their recent changes. They have improved numerous ability effects for the Profit Taker, improved the Staticore and Simulor effects, and the Moa Companion vocals are now muted while in the arsenal. Fixes for all that were up on your screen. Now, due to Mesa Prime being introduced into the game, and her having a completely separate model to her base variant, there was issues with using the Prime toggle, specifically with Tenogen items. So they have removed this temporarily from the Mesa Prime, and it will be coming back in the future. For more information about the removal of it, and a breakdown of basically what happened, you can find that on the screen or in the description down below. Following up in the hotfixes, we had hotfix 24.2.3. For the Profit Taker changes, they replaced the Profit Taker Phase 4 Vaulted Relic reward with a Mesa Prime Relic. They increased the reward chance of the Gyromag, Atmo, and Repeller systems from the Profit Taker bounties. Operators can now switch the Profit Taker's shield type, regardless of the damage type of the equipped amp. They have lowered the spawn chances and maximum simultaneous counts of Nullifier Shield Ospreys and the Fluctus carrying Terramaker during the Profit Taker and fight, and they made tweaks towards Yuko's Profit Taker bounty transmissions. There were a few fixes in there as well. Now for the changes, the Bloodshed Sigil will show up in relays and the Lisette, provided you have returned from a mission where you took the acquired damage, and they have also decreased the time it takes to appear by 20%. Now they did change the hit effect sound for the Corpus Exard Scaffold. They've removed the Prime toggle from the Mesa Prime and her Tenogen skins, as I stated beforehand in that forum post, and they made tweaks towards the Fluid Mechanics Orb Valis ambient music track. For the fixes in this hotfix, up on your screen. To follow that up, we had hotfix 24.2.4. The first addition was that the Fluid Mechanics ambient music track has been added into the Soma chord in the Orb Valis. The Profit Taker additions and changes, first of which they have added waypoints to the spawn pylons and to the Charisma Toroid when it's dropped. You can now skip the Profit Taker bounty cutscenes. I know when the update launched, you had to rewatch all the cutscenes each time you did it. They have removed the knockdown from the Profit Taker's lightning attack. The Fluctus carrying Terramancer now has a guaranteed heavy weapon ammo drop when you kill it, and their spawn rates have also been increased to allow for 3 of them to spawn simultaneously at the max alert level. And sound tweaks were made towards the Profit Taker. For the atmospheric arc gun changes, the arc gun ammo pool increased by 2 times for all the arc weapons in the atmospheric mode. The arc gun deployer cooldown has been reduced to 5 minutes instead of 10, and they fixed a number of issues as well. For the base game changes, the Solar, Calder, and Vegatory drops are now affected by a resource drop chance booster. They removed the self-damage from the Staticor's charged shot, and they updated the Martial Fury mod description to use attack speed instead of fire rate. Fixes for Hotfix 24.2.4 are up on your screen. We have 2 more, and we have Hotfix 24.2.5. The first addition was that the Graphimag can now be purchased in the in-game market for 20 platinum. For the Profit Taker additions and changes, the following items can now be dropped from the Profit Taker upon killing it: a chance for the Profit Taker Articular, and then you have a guaranteed drop of 3 medical debt bonds, 2 advanced debt bonds, and 1 familiar debt bond. And then there is a guaranteed drop of 125,000 credits. The Profit Taker is also no longer affected by the shield disruption or mod. For the arc gun changes, they changed the arc gun deployer cooldown timer to scale based on the remaining atmospheric arc gun ammo pool upon unequipping the weapon. They improved the Grappler's ammo capacity to 210 in the atmospheric arc gun mode, and they removed the unintentional ability to summon the arc gun in melee-only sorties. For the conservation changes, Avara's sleep arrow now grants a perfect capture if the shot is a direct hit. The farther away the animal is from the shot, the animal will get more distressed. Now, animals will be less stressed the closer you are to them when casting Baruuk's Lull ability, and they reduce the pheromone synthesizer's standing cost from 1,000 to 100, with 500 being the maximum, depending on the animals. For the other changes, the bloodshed sigil now remains visible when exiting Cetus or Fortuna, or your arsenal if you have taken damage. Deadly Efficiency's duration can now be refreshed if it is already active, and they have restored the option to purchase 1 former or a pack of 3 former when you don't have any in your inventory and you want to polarize a slot. Finally, we have Hotfix 24.2.6. We had a number of Profit Taker fixes, the arc gun changes and fixes as well, with one change, and that was that shared affinity gain now applies to the atmospheric arc guns, but only when equipped in your main hand. And as for the changes, the corpus lockers that can be opened are now identified by a small little holographic that shoots out in front of them. They updated all arcane descriptions to not be in all caps, and they updated river mods to have proper names for Zor and kit guns instead of using melee and pistol in their names. For the fixes in this hotfix, they're up on your screen. Now, after the main update went live, Rebecca did post a frequently given feedback post on the Warframe forums. However, all the information that they've posted on that forum post is now in the game, so it's pretty irrelevant. But I am mentioning it here for consistency. Now, over the Christmas period, Prime Noggles were introduced into the game, and you can get the Prime Noggles if you had purchased any Prime Vault of the main pack, or any Prime Access pack of the main pack that included the Warframes glyph. You should receive an inbox message upon logging into the game, which will show the Prime Noggles that you have acquired. And then you can place them anywhere in your ship, and you only get 1 per Prime pack purchase. It's a lot of P's. Now, if you don't get one after you've purchased a pack, they will be running a script every now and again. It's not straight into your account as soon as you purchase. They will have to run their script in order to get it into your account. Now, DE also launched Warframe on the Discord storefront. So if you now play Warframe through Discord, you can get the Reverance Pack, which contains a skin for Excalibur, Mag, and Vault, a 3-day affinity, credit, and resource booster, and 440 platinum. Now, you can get this for free if you do have the Nitro Games Pass on Discord, and you just go into the market after launching the game through Discord, and you'll be able to get this pack. For more information about the pack, and especially how you redeem it, if you're having trouble doing so, you can find a FAQ in the description down below. Now, in regards to Discord, if you do play with the Discord overlay on your game, make sure to update your Discord, as it does cause issues with Warframe every now and again, so just make sure your Discord is up to date. Now for Nintendo Switch, you guys got Hotfix 3 Mask of the Revenant, so if you play on the Nintendo Switch, make sure to have a full read of the Hotfix 3 patch notes. Now for Xbox One players, you guys can purchase a number of new avatar items for your Xbox avatar, and it will end on the 11th of February 2019. Now for PlayStation 4 players, you guys have a Platinum sale running at the moment. There was one for Xbox One, but as of recording this video, it has expired. So for PlayStation 4 players who are in North and South America, you guys have a Platinum sale that runs up until the 15th of January. For Europe and Australia, it runs up until the 18th of January. Asia, you end on the 21st, and Japan, 22nd. Now to continue, DE Bear has made another post in regards to UI feedback. So if you have any feedback about the current UI in-game, make sure to post it in the forum post. Links, as I've stated beforehand, are in the description of this video. Now before we get into the Greetings and Gruffit contest winners, there was a double credit weekend just before New Year's, and due to the fact that I couldn't cover it, that has now ended. So if you did not know, you just missed out on a double credit weekend, and I'm just saying this to mark that there was one at the end of this year. Now for the Greetings and Gruffit contest, the digital card winners are as followed. First place went to Red Eyes DN, second place went to Kurataki, third place Cat Knight, fourth place Derpy Springy, and fifth place Proxim for Midnight. For the handmade card winners, first place went to Zio Denden, second place Catspit, third place went to Nef Ixon, fourth place went to The Bean Farmer, and fifth place Tiny1503. So those are the winners for the Greetings and Gruffit contest. There were also honorable mentions. If you did go into it, make sure to have a look at that full list if you want to see if you were honorably mentioned. Now we go on to developer tweets to finish up this recap. So first off, we had Pablo replying to someone asking about the Corpus theme that they showcased in a previous Devstream, and Pablo replies saying that one will come with the tileset rework in 2019. Following it up, we had D.E. Scott replying to someone asking if the Melee 3.0 shipping per weapon class that I mentioned beforehand could possibly mean that the Dark Split Sword may get its own mechanic to switch between stances on the go, and Scott replied, it's possible. Steve then made a tweet just showing off the Corpus Fighter for Railjack. He then replied to someone asking if the changes to the Simulacrum in Update 24.2 will affect the Mastery rank test, and Steve did reply saying, good question, no changes yet to those, but hope to in the future. Similar to that response, someone was asking, please tell me if we can choose between the current one and this, and Steve did reply, you can't, but next year in 2019, we will make the Simulacrum customizable. And to finish off the video, we have Steve once again replying to someone asking about if the old operator hair will get the physics that came in Update 24.2, and Steve did reply, not to start, but we will convert. Anyway, that concludes this end of year video for this week in Warframe. If you found the video informative, make sure to leave a like. If you think I can improve upon the series in any way, shape or form, make sure to leave it in a comment section, or just your thoughts on anything that I talked about here today. And of course there are glyphs up on your screen, so if you want to nab one of them, they're available there and they will be in the follow-up episodes. And if you missed out on the previous episode of This Week in Warframe, it is up on your screen. Click the annotation, it'll take you right to the playlist. Thank you for watching, see you guys next time.